Hi guys, today I'm in my friend's home. We are having like Christmas tree decorating party. Girls! So Kate, do you remember how started the 24th of February in 2022?
Well, I think every Ukrainian remembers how it started. For me, it started differently because I was outside of Ukraine. I was living in Turkey at the time in Istanbul, and for me, the day started at 7 a.m. when I woke up to a message from my mom, which said shortly, "Hi, good morning. The war has started. There are bomb explosions, but we're fine by now." And this is, of course, I couldn't fall back asleep after that. And I was constantly chatting with my family and my friends who were all in Ukraine. I was the only one from my close family, close friends abroad. And I was live with them 24/7, I think, first few days, and I was monitoring the news all the time. I couldn't leave the house. Even I asked my friends who lived in Istanbul, local friends, my roommates, I asked them to go to a drugstore to buy me some like sedatives and pills from the headache, because I couldn't even leave the house. I don't know, there was some kind of a reaction that day.
Masha, as I know, you were in Kyiv in 24th of February. So, how was your day?
It was a kind of unique day for me.
For every Ukrainian.
For every Ukrainian, I were here. It's my flat. I was sleeping. Everything was pretty good.
Life is great.
Life is great. Before the call of 5 o'clock in the morning, my boss called me and told that it's started. He even couldn't say the word war.
So you slept over all the explosions?
Yes, I didn't hear any explosion. I just hear a call, and I look at my phone and understood that nobody calling you at 5 a.m. Nobody calling you, and I already understand. I already when I picking up the phone, I already started to go and take my stuff.
Masha, tell us how started your 24th February in 2022.
Oh, actually, it started with the call from my mom, but I haven't heard. I just skipped the call and explosions, etc. I just woke up and realized that the war has started. My friend, my roommate told me that, and that's it. And then we decided to leave Kyiv just for one night. So I had one backpack with one pair of socks, one lingerie, and that's it. And then just keep in mind that I was planning to go just for one night, and then I came back to Kyiv in 1.5 years. That's it. That's my story.
So my friend Masha lived in Turkey for 1.5 years, and I think it will be interesting to know why exactly Turkey, because Turkey didn't provide a refugee status for Ukrainians in comparison to European countries or USA, for example.
Actually, when the war started, I spent 10 days in a central part of Ukraine because I'm living in Kyiv. I left Kyiv because I understood that the capital, it's a first target. I spent 1 month in a central part. It was kind of safely, but I had some problems with health because I was nervous a lot, and we decided to move abroad for 1 month, just to try to live without sirens and etc. And 1 month we were living in Bulgaria. We didn't make any documents, we didn't take any refugee status. And after, because of Katya, you know already Katya from this video, she was living in Istanbul, and we joined her to live in Istanbul also. And actually, it was my principal position not to take any refugee status, because I had a job I could earn money. I had some saved money, and I appreciate a lot what our neighbors and other countries helps to people. I remember when we were across a Romanian border in a month, we saw a lot of volunteers who helped people, giving them food, any stuff, clothes for kids, for cats, for everybody. We didn't take anything because I could pay for that, and I didn't want to, if I can pay, I didn't want to use this situation. That's why we didn't make any refugee status, and it was no difference for me to go somewhere in Europe or go to live in Turkey. In Turkey, it was kind of a little bit cheaper than living in France or in Germany. That's why it was better for us, and I know that's why we went there, because we had friends there, and it was very important for us to be united with some other Ukrainians, with close people, because it was very hard time. Потім питання підставиш, а Катя хай виключить.
Kate, why you have decided to come back home from lived for 2 years abroad, yeah, or actually even more?
I've lived in Istanbul for 1 year and a half, a bit more. And frankly speaking, I was not planning to come back to Ukraine for good. I was just feeling like I was missing the city in general, Kyiv, and my family, and I wanted to come and visit. And I decided to plan a little trip for like 2 or 3 weeks. And when I arrived here, I decided, okay, maybe it's too little. I'm gonna stay for 1 month, and then I think 2 weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks in my trip, I realized, okay, even a month will not be enough, so I'm gonna stay for the whole summer. And when the summer passed, I realized that I felt more comfortable here in terms of just general my lifestyle here, my schedule, places I can go to, people I can meet in general. So yeah, I decided to stay, even though I had I can't say my whole life in Istanbul, but I had my job there as well, and I had my friends already, and some kind of lifestyle too. That's why it was not a sudden decision, but also it was not something I was planning ahead.
Actually, I have never planned to come abroad because I'm really in love with Ukraine, with Kyiv. So I was just waiting until I was ready to come back. Because of the safety, because of the war, because of the explosions. So I just came back because I know that I'm in love with Kyiv. That's it.
Actually, it was not really my choice to live abroad, because I moved because of war. I had amazing life in Kyiv in 2021. That was pretty good. I had good career. I had plans for my future. Very comfortable, interesting life. I moved because of war, and I wanted to back home. And that was very important time for me before the university of the war, because I started to realize that it's already 1 year. 1 year, it's a lot. It's a very a long time, and nobody knows when the war finished. That's why I think I need to back home and continue my living in Ukraine, or to choose some country and building life there and planning for a few years my living. Because when I was living in Turkey, it's not possible to to organize your life and have a good lifestyle, which I prefer. I go to cinema, go to theater, have a interesting some occasions. Because in Ukraine I had very active life. That's why I decided to back to Ukraine. My choice looks like this: or I have risks for my living, but live interesting and full life with people whom I love, in a place which I love, or I'm living in a safe place, but it's emotionally more harder life, because I can't feel happy out of home. And I choose to back home, take this risk for my living, but enjoying this life. It's not like enjoying, because war changed a lot. But I feel more emotionally safe in Ukraine.
Of course, war has changed everyone in Ukraine, every Ukrainians. So it's interesting, Katya, how the war changed you. Do you have some insights or like principles or life changing lessons for you?
Okay, I think first of all, a lot of changes has happened, and except the fact that I'm now used to sometimes sleeping in a bathtub because there are some air alerts and drones and missiles coming, and bathroom is usually the safest place in the apartment, and bathtub is a perfect place to sleep when you don't want to stay awake in the middle of the night. So except that, I think two most important things that changed for me are the following. The first one is I think I've connected much deeper with Ukrainian culture and context in general, even though I'm coming from a completely Ukrainian context. Originally, my native language, my first language is Ukrainian. I've been reading Ukrainian literature for a while, for many years, but I think now it's just happens to be on a very different level, on a very deeper level. And the second thing I think, which is more important for me at least, is I started to think more often and much more in general about ways of being helpful to the state in general, to the people, because honestly speaking, I can't say there was something that was on my mind a lot of times before the war, but now I'm even thinking not only about the donations that you should do weekly, daily, whatever, but other ways. How can I be helpful professionally? How can I be helpful? I don't know, with psychological support to people that I know that are in the warfare, for example. So yeah, that's something that is kind of always on the background of my mind now, and it's something that was not existent there before.
Thank you. That's interesting. I think it's pretty similar to me also.
You know, one insight what I get during this time, I was thinking that the word enemy, it's from movie, from like some old times, etc. I never was thinking that I can call somebody enemy and I will ever know what does it mean. And the war showed me that Russians, they are enemies because that things what they did in Ukraine, what they are doing every day. It's not possible. Humans can do that. That's why they are enemies, because they want to kill us just because we are Ukrainian. I'm speaking Ukrainian. They can kill me for it. And I never couldn't even imagine that I can feel so negative emotions and I can hate somebody as much as I do. And it's a huge changes because it changes in mind, it changes in your soul. Because before the war, we were so peaceful. I never was thinking about some negative things. I was thinking that all people have some reasons to do something, etc., some pacifistic things. Now it's different, and it changed us forever.
Masha, how do you feel about the war?
That's I guess the complicated question. But to be honest, I just feel the hope, and I will ask you to feel the same, just to feel hope and to support Ukraine.
I feel realistic about the situation, acknowledging the challenges that we must approach and accomplish in not a very short time, I think. But at the same time, I feel optimistic, knowing a lot of smart and intelligent, wise people serving our country and serving one purpose, our win, including my father, who is a major of Ukrainian army, and also some of my friends and my classmates from school or universities who serve in the country as well, even though they had a very bright jobs with big salaries and they could afford better lives for them, but they are serving willingly because they love the country, they are part of our culture, and they are fighting for our freedom.
Actually, I have feelings that we don't have any other choice except victory, because we are in our home, we are in our land, and Russians, they do have a choice because they can leave us, leave us alone and go home. We are already at home, and we have to be strong, we have to be brave, and we have to fight till the victory. I believe in us, I believe in Ukrainian army and in our society, and I believe in our partners who support us and understand that democracy have to win.